We're back, bro. I feel like this time is so much more different than the last time I was here in December. You know, because the last time in December it was like, you know, all new to me and all wow, and like, I mean, it's still wow and it's still amazing, but it was more like amusing to me, or it was more just like shocking and beautiful. And I was taking so many pictures and things like that. This time, no photos, because there's just an understanding that I will probably live here, that I will be back. Like, and I just want to, like, you know, her dad keeps saying, "Oh, take a photo of this," and I'm like, dude, no, I'm not taking any photos. Like, I'm just here enjoying my food. I'm being so present right now. Last night was the wedding. That's why I didn't post. It was a wedding. It was a beautiful wedding, traditional Chinese wedding, but also like kind of not traditional, like, because they already did their vows before and all that stuff. So it was kind of just a party. It was a good time. And then we had, like, you know, very like 7-8 course meal. Fucking good food. Thinking about, I have to get used to this, because in America I eat like once a day, if that. Like, I usually eat once a day for dinner, but here, like 4 to 7 times a day, and like big meals. Like today I had 4 or 5. But what I'm saying is, like, I'm just like enjoying myself. I'm enjoying myself so much, and I'm not on my phone. I'm not taking pictures. Like I don't know. I'm just enjoying just the moment, and it's a very beautiful thing. And we like I don't really know what else to say. Like, I'm really just, you don't understand, like, American problem. I mean, I'm glad that I kind of didn't ever get invested in the American propaganda in regards to you know, foreign nations and stuff like that. Because from a young age, my parents, we went out of the country a lot. We would go out of the country a lot, until mostly South America and the islands and stuff like that. And when I was 16, I went to Europe for the first time, and then last year I went to Southeast Asia for the first time. And I don't think Americans that haven't left the country understand. I mean, maybe. I'm not trying to be like, this is a very like privileged thing to say. You know, obviously people can't just like travel. People like to, bro. I think the average person in America has, like, you know, like maybe $1,000 in their savings account. You know, people can't afford to do that. But I'm saying, like, from a young age, from primary school, from very young age, we are taught that we are like the greatest country, and, you know, all that type of shit. You know, pro-America shit. Very nationalistic. I mean, you're doing the Pledge of Allegiance in the morning, like, you know, and you're taught from a young age that essentially China's communist, and, you know, fuck China, even though you look at everything that you own and it says made in China, and you're like, okay, well, that doesn't make sense. And, you know, we you know, and you're like, oh my god, the USA is like the only it's the best country in the world. It's, you know, we're leading the world in all these things, and we have the best technology. No, bro, it's not even close to true, bro. We are like what do they call us? Like, we're essentially like just like a piece of trash that's covered in a Gucci bag, essentially, like that. Like, I'm not trying to be like an asshole. Like, obviously we have advanced parts of the country and we have cool shit, but when you come to Southeast Asia, it's everything. It's the cleanliness, especially like China has fully cleaned up their streets and gone green energy. Like they've fixed a lot of the pollution issues too. And, you know, I was like, how do I know that? Well, a lot of the people in Malaysia are Chinese immigrants, and a lot of Julian's family, I mean, they're Chinese, and so they go back to China a lot. And they're just like, dude, you wouldn't believe in what's that state? What's the city called? But there's like, you wouldn't believe how advanced it is there. And, you know, even the guy the really rich guy that I met last time, we just hung out with him all day today again, and he was just like, he's like, yeah, like, my, you know, everyone in Seattle, my old American colleagues, they all think that, like, Malaysia is this third world country and this shit. And then he, like, shows them pictures of, like, what the fuck? Like, it's so much more advanced out here. They, like, everything from the cars, like, all of the cars are affordable EVs. Like, and the infrastructure they built to support the EVs, and it's like clean air, and China has reduced the smog. Malaysia has reduced a lot of the smog. Now, obviously, like any other country, there's rural areas, there's poorer areas, you know, of course. But the wealth disparity is definitely far less here than it is in America. But I'm talking about, like, things such as like urban planning. So like in America, our urban planning is kind of like stupid as fuck. Like, even in big cities, a lot of our urban planning is mad stupid. Like, it's not community based. It's not community oriented. Here, like, all of the urban planning is community oriented. Like, first they build the transit system, and then like maybe a plaza, like a shopping plaza, and then they see how it does. And then if it does well, they then will build a apartment complex on top of the mall. Like, and so there's so many, like, like, I'm in Kuala Lumpur, like the capital, and so many of these apartment and these condo buildings, first floor, like the bottom floors are malls, or next to the malls there's hospitals. Like in a 2-minute walk you get the hospital, you get clinics, you get everything. And also what's really cool here is, so they have socialized healthcare, but they have both. It's best of both worlds. So you have like general hospitals where anyone can go. It's the social, anyone can go to the regular hospital. And then you have special, like you can have private hospitals where you can pay more if you can afford it. And it's like that. It's the urban planning. It's that. It's how the way in which they expand the railway station. What is it called? I forgot what the word for it. LRA train, LT train, something like that. The way that they're always expanding it. And bro, they have like the second tallest tower in the world here. They have the other twin towers, like, but it's the architecture is absolutely gorgeous here. And I'm not even glazing it too much, but it's everything. It's the affordability, it's the lifestyle, it's all of it. And I don't know, the U.S. is falling very far behind, especially to China in terms of progress, especially technological advancement. And it's just like it's hard while I'm being here to then like go on my phone, scroll through TikTok, and just seeing all the bullshit, all the government shutdown shit, like, and me being a little bit scared that I'm not gonna be able to get back in the country, and just like this polarizing situation that we have in America. And I'm not gonna talk about politics too much, but everyone has political issues, everyone has things, but like there's a desire for progress, and you even listen. Go listen to any speech by the last interview that the Singaporean prime minister had. It was just incredible. Like, when you have politicians and the prime minister who, any question that was asked of him, he answered it. He didn't deflect. He didn't go deflect bound down to a talking point. He answered it, and I don't know. It's just like, I will be living here. I will be leaving the USA. Like 1,000%. Like, I felt the same way when I was here last year. It's just about means of getting here, and also like Julianne, she's a physician assistant. Like, that's what she's going to school for, and they don't really have that. Physician assistant is really USA and a little bit of UK or like Europe profession. They don't really they don't acknowledge that profession here. But I'm gonna figure it out, like whether she does consulting, whether she does the I think they call it medical assistants. Like, there's like a kind of a equal-esque thing, but like, I don't know. And even like the rich dude, he was telling me about China. He's talking about how like they're like, them and I believe Italy are the only people that have maglev, which is like their trains are levitating through magnetism. And he was telling us like, yeah, this trip that took us in a car an hour to get through the not Shanghai, I forget what the city was. But yeah, he was literally like, it took us 7 minutes on the train, and you don't feel anything. Like, we can't even get trains, bro. We can't even get like cross national trains in the USA. Like, we don't even have something like simple as that. You know what I mean? And obviously every country has their issues, and here it has its own issues with like land ownership, and I forgot what else. Maybe I don't really know what else. I'm gonna have to figure it out. Like, I promise you guys, I'm not looking at this country with like rose-colored glasses. Like, I'm not like an idiot. I know every country has their issues, but the issues here are far more like manageable. Like, and this is a Muslim country. This is a Muslim country, but there isn't like, like, it's mostly the East Coast. like everywhere you walk, like the majority of people are wearing, or majority, Muslim women, they're wearing hijabs because the Malay people, the Malay people are mostly Muslim. The Chinese Malay people are obviously not. They're Christian or Buddhist or not, non-affiliated. And then there's the Indian Malaysian people, which are like mostly Muslim or Hindu or whatever. So this is but it's weird. It's like this country is like in a lot of ways more liberal than America, and it's just like the food is so good, bro. The food is so good. It's very hard. I remember last year, it took me like weeks before I was like willing to like eat American food again, like and before I got acclimated, because it's just the food's better. But it's like when you step out of America, you just realize like fuck that place, man. Even Jamil, bro. Jamil went to he hadn't really left the country before, and for his 30, he went to the Dominican Republic, and he came back. He's like, what the fuck? Like it's just so much better than that. I could like in terms of affordability, because the U.S. dollar is very powerful, but it's not just like you don't want to be like going to a place and inflating the economy with the U.S. dollar, right? Like that's kind of fucked up. But it's beyond that. It's the culture. It's like a lot of community has been. And when I talk about urban planning in the U.S., bro, in the U.S., especially what's happening in Florida right now, is just all the conservation shit. Like our wildlife's gone. Like, they're just tearing down the Ocala forest, tearing down these forests, tearing down these trees to build these developments, these suburbia hellscapes, right? And then, like next to these suburbia hellscapes is just a highway. And for you to get anywhere, you have to drive your car. But the urban planning is so trash that the traffic is fucking awful. There's like one road, and it's like for my parents' neighborhood, the neighborhood just got fully built like 5 years, like a year ago. They'd been there for 5 years. They were like one of the first houses there. About 60 to 70% of the homes there are for sale now because nobody wants to live there. And it's this idea that a lot of American wealth is made through these short-term investments. These that they don't think long-term. Like let's take some time, like they're doing here. Like let's take some time. Let's build like the rail system there. Let's build like some shopping centers. But like let's go up, build up rather than out, because we have all this wasted space in America. Like, and you live in these homes in these suburbias, and then there's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. To go anywhere, you got to drive 15 minutes. You got to do whatever. Like here, any major place, go on the train. I could take the train to Singapore, across the country to Singapore. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not here, like, I promise you, I'm still not rose-colored glasses. Bro, I've always wanted to go to Southeast Asia. And when I got here last year, it was like, it's fucking mesmerizing. And now it's like, I feel like so at peace here. I feel at home. It's very safe. It's an incredibly safe country. And even they have cool shit, like for, they have like women-only train cars. They have like spaces in all of the parking garages for women. Like they have, like, anytime you even get in a train, like, bro, if you're in New York, this shit does not happen. I promise you. Like, people don't get up to let you sit down. Here, anytime like an older person walked on the crowded train, you know what I mean? Anyone would get up. They kept getting up for her dad to sit down, and anyone, even a child, like whatever it is. And there's so many different creeds and religions here, and it's a melting pot in its own way as well. But I don't know, for those that didn't see, I recommend go watching I Show Speed. Go watch his video when he was in China. They've cleaned it up, the air, the streets, and it's just like the technology is fucking insane. And yeah, they do have social credit score. Which is pretty. It's a hard thing to figure out. It's a hard thing to be kind of okay with. But you got to think there's 1 billion people there. That's a lot of people to keep track of. A lot of people to it's just a lot. You know what I mean? And so that's the only interesting thing, or like the weird thing. But I don't know. I don't mean to glaze too much. But if any of you can go to like Bangkok, go to any South. It's just I've never been to Japan. I can only speak for Malaysia. Let me just speak about Malaysia right now, because that's all I know. There is just a sense of community, a sense of belonging. There's just a sense of peace, a sense of like everybody's just eating together, and there's all the hole in the wall restaurant. It's just like, it's probably what New York felt like a while ago. not so much anymore. But I don't know. Like, dude, look at this. And yeah, man. I'm not using my phone this time. I'm not even taking pictures. I'm just enjoying it because I know it feels destined, and I know I'm gonna live here, especially when her dad moves out here, when he's like really when Julian's mom retires, and he wants, he's gonna move back here, and all of his family's here, and it's just like, but he gets that peace too. I can see it, you know what I mean? Where he starts speaking Cantonese or Hokkien or Mandarin and you could be English. A lot of business here is English. You could speak only English and live in Singapore too. Like, it's very you're okay speaking English. Like, yeah, there's gonna be some Malay people or some immigrants that may not understand you, but as we'll see at restaurants and things, you just point to the menu. But like, dude, when you can get, so the USD is 4 times the amount of a ringgit. Here's the issue. I'm going to say the last thing. I was talking to his rich friend about this. Is that right now, I think the U.S. realizes how far behind technologically they are to China and some of these, and maybe to Korea, like, and Japan, and they're doing this protectionist policy shit. They're doing this, this short-term tariff shit, and being protectionist. Like, they don't allow in Chinese EVs into the U.S. because they're subsidizing Tesla right now to be, but Tesla's, they just gave him like a Elon Musk like $1 trillion pay package to the investors, but it's not really like $1 trillion. It's just like, it's a performance thing. Like, it's like, if you hit these benchmarks, which he cannot hit those benchmarks, but I feel like, to me, that was like their last hurrah, because if and when they allow Chinese EVs into the market, it's over. Because these are high-tech cars, incredibly well made. BYD, Chery, Jayco, the Zeekr, like Geely, like all these companies, even Xiaomi, like, it's over. Like, Tesla will go bankrupt, because Tesla cannot compete in Europe. BYD just surpassed Tesla for the EVs. For being the most sold EV. It's already happened, and BYD has not been in Europe for that long. These cars are just incredible, and they're affordable. You can get, a beautiful SUV EV fully, like, for like $25K. You can't. How is Tesla going to compete that? They don't have the manufacturing power to do that. And we keep subsidizing it, but essentially, a shoe's going to drop. But overall, it's not just that. It's the phones. It's just technology. We have. We're doing protectionist policy to stop companies from coming into the U.S. But that, at some point, that it's not gonna. It's very short term, because what's happening right now with these short term tariffs is that, I'm watching Asian news, bro. I'm ASEAN news, right? ASEAN. It's kind of like the ASEAN is like, I forgot which Asian countries are part of it, but it's kind of like this coalition of Asian countries. And the Malaysian Prime Minister was like, we have no desire to do business with the U.S. We have no desire to even do trade talks anymore. Like, all these countries, right? And meanwhile, we're doing these short-term tariff bullshit. All these Southeast Asian countries are just trading within themselves now, and taking USA out of the picture. Same thing with even the beef industry. Due to the tariffs on beef, Asia, like, China is getting their beef from Australia, right? Like, and I get kind of scared, because I think the worst case scenario, or USA's essentially fallback plan, is imperialism, because we spend the most money on our military. So if worst case scenario, we have the military to, fucking fuck with people over, fuck with other countries. But we need China far more than China needs us, bro. I'm pretty sure China can self-sustain for like a year, bro. They have, like, you don't. I don't think people really understand what is happening right now. Like, these countries are looking at America like, what are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? And they don't need us. Maybe for some things, but Taiwan is like the biggest GDP right now. Our biggest GDP is It's tech companies, Microsoft, Meta, OpenAI. These are what's causing the S&P 500 to continuously increase. Is all these AI companies. But you know who produces the chips? It's Taiwan. And you know who's building more sustainable data infrastructure? It's China. They're building that shit underwater. While us, we have freaking data centers and we have our Grok data center in Memphis, which is destroying the water supply, which is destroying the air, and also these companies, these data, AI infrastructure and all this shit, they are passing on the cost to the consumer, and so that's why you see in these they're building these data companies, all these cities, the citizens are paying 2x, 3x for their utility costs now. It's not sustainable. Like, in a lot of ways, the USA is lost. The thing that's really USA has is the dollar. The dollar is, of course, incredibly strong, and it's going to take a while for that to not be the truth, or for another currency to be kind of the what's that word? I forgot the word, but to be the status quo. It's going to take a while. So we have the dollar and we have the military. But it's like, really? That's it? And we're putting these tariffs on like physical goods, but our top 10 GDP producing companies don't produce physical goods. We produce, it's AI companies, it's tech companies. They're producing intellectual property and digital goods. So we're putting tariffs on like avocados and shit, but it's like, for what, bro? But get cheap fucking shit from the rest of the countries. Why are you putting those types of tariffs are so fucking stupid. Like, maybe put some tariffs on the tech and some tech companies while we figure out how to build the infrastructure here. But other than that, we're putting infrastructure on shit that our GDP never even that our GDP doesn't come from. So import those goods. Like, who gives I don't know. But all of this to say, I don't mean to get on a rant like that. All this to say is, like, if any of you guys can do a mission trip, if any of you guys ever get a chance to come out here, it would shock the fuck out of you. To Kuala Lumpur, even to Penang, to oh man, I'm so bad with the Chinese city names, but a lot of China, like, it would blow your fucking mind how much more advanced they are than the U.S. And I don't know. I get really depressed. I'm already getting depressed that I have to come back to the USA in a couple weeks. Because well, first of all, our fucking government is shut down. Like, that's awesome. And for like about 40 days now. God. Anyways, it's been beautiful, man, and I'm gonna continue to be in the present. I'm gonna continue to, like, bro, I walk like 6 miles today. Walk, bro, because it's all walkable, bro. The whole thing is walkable. You take if it's not walkable, you just take the freaking train. And the metro is so clean, bro. It's so clean. It's like DC. Like, DC is a very clean metro as well. But anyways, this isn't fucking Chinese propaganda for these people like that. This isn't fucking none of that. I'm just honestly telling you what I'm seeing. I'm telling you what the people over here, like, are telling me. The people that have been to China, the close family, all the family friends, like, and all these people, they don't want to come to the USA right now. They're like, it's just it's dangerous, it's fucked up. And people in the USA may be like, yeah, hurrah, yeah, fuck these people, get them out of our country. It's like, okay. You know where a lot of GDP comes from is importing talent. Now, I don't agree. I'm not like, okay, actually, we're not going to get into immigration at all. We're not going to get into that at all, because it's a very hot topic. So I'm going to move on from that. But overall, man, like, the people, the food, the urban planning, the nature, the transit system, transportation, everything, man. Like, I don't know. It's beautiful, man. I will be living here very soon. Very soon. Very soon. I think by November of next year, I'm gonna have some shit figured. By this time next year, I'm gonna have some fucking shit figured out. Things will be different. I'm not gonna be living here. I won't be here by then, because I gotta wait for Julian to graduate and we gotta figure out how she's gonna work. But by the time I'm 30, early 30s, I will be over here for at least 6 months out of the year. 1000%. 1000%. It is just, I don't know, man. I feel at home. I feel like this is where I'm supposed to be my whole life. This is why I feel like this is where I've always been meant to be. I relate to the people. I love the culture. I love everything. Anyways, this has been a long ass video of me just glazing Malaysia, but it's just like. But anyways, guys, girls, gays, queers, they, them, these, or any all. Everyone, anyone. Have a blessed rest of your day. And yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Toodaloo.